There was just an enormous earthquake here in Kachawa. There was just an enormous earthquake. It is approximately 3:49 at night, or in the morning, I would say.
Get on paved road! Stop!
And we are driving away to high ground because our little cabana here in Chile at Kachawa is right next to the ocean. Alright, we are driving away and
we are fine.
We're
take a deep breath.
We're alright.
Technically, we were all right. Totally physically fine. But all of us were traumatized by the damage and deaths, and were not prepared for the longer-term effects. But the silver lining was what we learned, both about ourselves and how to be ready for the next one, especially since we live along a fault line in the Pacific Northwest. We had moved to Chile for 1 year, seeking adventure and the experience of living abroad. And we were together when the earthquake hit, because it was the last weekend of summer in the Southern Hemisphere, and, like thousands of other Chileans and tourists, we were spending it as a family at the coast. Yet when we returned to our apartment in Santiago, we had to develop a disaster response plan because of the ongoing earthquakes and aftershocks. These were almost more traumatic because back in our daily routines, we were separated from each other and the phone systems repeatedly collapsed. Our plan then included clear directions to the school to keep the kids until we arrived, and clear communication strategies on how we would contact each other in case of another emergency. For the first 15 hours after the earthquake, we asked each other a lot of questions. But we could not get any answers because all electricity and communication lines were down. Luckily, a person in the neighboring cabana finally began receiving texts on his BlackBerry from a relative watching breaking news in Miami. We then were able to send a text to our contact person in the United States to alert her of our safety. She spread the word to friends and family so they would not clog the communication lines needed for emergency services within Chile. I spent a lot of time in those first few days obsessing about myself and my family. I kept our shoes lined up next to the door. I filled a bag with passports, food, and water. Then I noticed a grocery cart and volunteer at the exit of the grocery store, collecting food for affected communities. And the first time we bought rice and coffee and put it in the cart, I felt better. We then figured out what our unique contribution could be and threw ourselves into the recovery effort. We broadcast video and blogs about the need. We identified nonprofits working on the ground effectively. And we raised money from friends and family in the States for those nonprofits. And, not surprisingly, my fear and anxiety significantly decreased. Natural disasters strike unfairly. I believe that it leaves some of us standing so we can help. Helping others helped me. The earthquake showed us the best of Chile, a country that has strict building codes that saved millions of lives, a country whose immense network of nonprofits effectively funneled help to its most rural communities, and a country whose pride and patriotism inspired boundless energy and hope throughout it all. It is our hope that communities around the globe can learn from each other, so if disaster does strike, we can be prepared with systems and hearts in the right place to provide assistance to those who will need us the most.
Los gallos querían cantar.